So, with that, we're going to start the show. Welcome to Pandagasms. Hey, how are we doing today, ladies?
Wonderful.
I am your lovely hostess, Hyper.
Yep.
Hyper.
I'm your hyper hostess, Panda. Yay! And we have my lovely co-host, Big Cap. Whoop, 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 whoop. And today, our lovely guest is Miss Chey from Lyfe Juices. Welcome, Chey. Good.
Cameras okay?
Yes, you're looking good. You're looking good. We have it on the live over here, and then we have, our AV guy in the back over there doing his thing. Oh, and Big Cap is live too. Hey. All right. So usually we start off with a nice introduction. You know who we are, but we don't know who you are. So let's talk about Cheyvon from Lyfe Juices.
You know what's so funny? Because when they ask that question, I'm like, it's so loaded. Like, who am I? So I am Cheyvon. I am from Boston. I grew up in the South End. I moved to Mattapan, South End in the house. I moved to Mattapan when I was like maybe in middle school. So after middle school, I went to high school. I went to Snowden. After high school, I went to Strayer University in Georgia. I have 4 children. Ooh. My youngest is 20. My twins just turned 21.
Wait,
you have twins?
I do. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The youngest is 20?
My baby boy is 20.
Okay, go ahead.
I like see that's my little flex when I say that. My baby boy is 20.
Because you look
my
35, but go
girl,
ahead.
My twins are 21 and they're April 1st because your twins are
they're March.
March, right? And then I have a 23-year-old too. His name is Jalen. So I'm just a woman from Boston with my babies. And who I am currently, I wear so many hats, but as you see, I am the founder of Lyfe Juices. And basically, Lyfe Juices is an all-natural juice company, and we believe in using the benefits of nature to heal and educating our community with that through juices. So I am here to just empower my community, uplift, and that is the woman that I am. I'm just all about service and giving and just, community. So I think that's all of the above.
Yeah, baby.
Clock that T. Is that what the kids are saying today? Clock that T. Clock that T.
Spell it. How can people find you? How do we spell it?
Oh, my business?
Yes.
Okay, so it's Lyme, Lyfe. So Lyme Life, obviously, not obviously, I don't want to say that. Well, being from the Caribbean, we love to lime. So that's just in our culture. We're just laid back. But then also too, Lyme is a detoxifier. So to be able to take the toxins out of your body, and then so we want to cleanse you out to build you up. So take the toxins out and then give you life. So we're out here to just give you life, and with all the good things and stuff like that. So make sure y'all follow us and check us out.
And I have definitely had some of your Lyfe juices. They are amazing.
So good.
Yeah,
they are really, really good.
Yeah,
they are.
I really would say they are good too. Yeah.
You should say they are. It's your product.
I really do think they really are good. Yes.
And to just give a quick history about how we know each other.
Okay.
So Cheyvon and I know each other. We did a Heal Empowerment Women's Group with my cousin Carmen.
Yep.
And we met through there. We were both going through some changes in our lives.
That was how many years ago?
Wasn't that like right before COVID?
Yeah, 6 years ago.
I'm going to say it was like 2019-ish.
Wow, okay.
2018-ish, 2019-ish. It was definitely around that time.
Yeah.
And Carmen was doing her thing with Heal.
Yeah.
She was just like bringing it out to surface. And a lot of us women, we were joining in to support her. And we were kind of on the same journey that she had already been on. So we met through that. And then after that, we reconnected through E for All.
Oh, yeah.
The Entrepreneur for All group.
Yeah.
And then, I did my business part. You did yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we're here
doing
this.
We stay connected.
Yes.
The universe is bringing us together.
Bringing us together again.
Yes.
I love it.
So that's just to give us a little give you guys
some background
on how we all know each other. And Big Cap knows Chey because
tasted all the juices.
Yes, because she came to my events to
Yup.
support, and she got to taste the juices.
Yes.
You even did your juices at my yoga event.
Yes, that was fun. That was a vibe.
And we're gonna do it again.
That was, we
That
need to do
was
that
a
every year.
So, real
Yeah.
quick, off topic, but just to throw it out there, we are going to hold a yoga session here as a pop up.
Oh, nice.
And it'll be a first come, first serve for 4 guests.
Oh.
And the tickets will be on Eventbrite. And again, it's free.
Oh, nice.
So, whoever gets those 4 tickets first, we're going to be doing that. So, keep your eyes out for
Oh,
that.
definitely love that.
We'll
That's
have the
awesome.
tickets out on Eventbrite. It's coming out soon. And that'll be next month in May.
That sounds cool.
So, we'll have a yoga session here. So, if you get that ticket, or
Get
you
that
could even watch it, you
tickets.
can watch it online.
Okay,
Because
let's
we'll
even
be
better.
live. So if you don't get the ticket, you can watch it live. But
Yeah, well, no,
you know
we need the energy.
We have a
Come in
vibe.
the building.
Right.
Yes, come in the
we
building.
have a whole
we need the
vibe.
energy. Yes.
That's our AV guy, you know what I
Right,
mean?
and boss lady,
That's
but
how we
that's
do.
all right. Hi to everybody that just joined in. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
So let's dive into the topics.
Okay.
The first one. So this beef between Omarion and Bow Wow has, to my knowledge, as of today, years old, found out resurfaced.
Today years old.
I didn't know they had anything going on. And I guess it just keeps resurfacing, like people just keep mentioning it, but to them, it died out. So y'all want to talk about that? Like,
I mean, at what point does beef die? I mean, first of all, it wasn't. Did they even get into a fist fight? I don't remember.
I don't
that
think they
happening.
did.
No.
You know what I mean? Someone dated someone, so what? Had a kid with someone, so what? Those industry females, sorry to say it, they kind of pass around. They will have children by multiple different men in the industry. So it happens. What I don't understand is, so I feel like it's the media. I feel like it's whoever's interviewing. I feel like it's because I don't ever hear Bow Wow talk about this.
No,
And
I
you
don't
don't
either.
ever hear Omarion talk
Right.
about this, right? Until someone asks them. So I'm going to need all you media circuits, 7 years. If stuff falls off your credit in 7 years, I'm going to need y'all to let the beef die after 7 years too. Because if nothing else has sparked since then, why are we still talking about this?
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
agree.
I agree.
I mean,
And I think nowadays people make money off the internet off of beef.
Off of negativity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
they do.
easier
They
to
definitely
keep
make more
something
off of
going that's
definitely.
not even there.
Yeah.
So it's like even if it's nothing between 2 people, the internet and the fans,
They'll make
they're
it
gonna make
something.
it something so then they can get some money in clickbait. So
Yeah,
it's
they
just
do
not
make
to be
money
able to
off of
feed
that.
into
That's
it,
very
you know what I
true.
mean?
Very, very true.
Yeah.
They need to just stop the foolishness. Maybe that's how they were brought up. No, son, let me stop. But it's
I think it's easy to feed into it when you get big headed and
Yeah.
people are in your ear and stuff
but
like
I
that.
love how they both handle it.
I was just about to say that.
And I don't want to say
Really
they, but not them
Both
in
of them.
particular, but yeah, I like the way they handle it.
Yes, I
We
mean,
kind of just like let it roll off. Like it's nothing serious. Why are we still kind of talking about it? And facts. Why are we?
Right. Just like you said, credit score after 7 years, let it die. Let it roll off.
and we just wanted to talk about it so that we could tell people we don't want to hear about it anymore.
Boom. That's the whole point, people.
That's how it goes, right?
Basically, that's how that goes. And so we could finish
Jump
with
right
that.
into the next one,
Let's
yeah.
go to the
I
next
knew that was
topic.
gonna
And
be
now, yeah, we did. We said that in the beginning. We was like, that is going to be quick and sweet,
Yeah.
to the
Hop,
point and
skip, and
direct. So we wanted to discuss real quick. Well, not even real quick because it may take some time as we dive into it. Thoughts on sharing traumas as you enter a new relationship.
Don't.
Big Cap says don't.
I say don't because
Wait, hold on. Wait. Elaborate really quick.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you said sharing traumas, how soon, eventually?
Well,
You know what I mean?
everybody's different.
Yeah.
Because you'll be dating them or whatever the situation may be, and depending on how much time you spend with them, etc. So of course everything is case by case.
Yeah, okay.
Not saying no. So for you, give your explanation of it. Like when would you, if you choose to?
Okay.
Big Cap says no. So never,
You said no?
never.
Not at all?
no, because what I'm learning is people use that as like a measuring tape as to where they can like fuck with you and how far they can go with you and what they can, you know what I'm saying? And maybe it's the type of people, that's why I've been single for a while, you know what I'm saying? And just enjoying being happily single because I know this pisses somebody off, so I'm gonna make sure I do it. But yeah, I think that's why. I think if I enter into a newer relationship, which I'm looking to do this year, I think guys, look for me because I hide in the house, so don't break in because I'm gonna call the police. But anyway, I think that I'm not really going to share those things. I think that's what my therapist is for. I think that's what my sister is for. I think that's what my best friend is for. I think that we can talk through things and get through things. if I'm asked about trauma or asked why certain things are triggering, I would very lightly touch on the subject. I'm not going to go into depth because for what? I just don't. That's what my journal's for. I don't.
And that would be forever? Like if you were to even get married?
Why are we continuing to unpack something that is hurtful? I don't want to continue to have those conversations. So if I've already healed from it and moved on, unless I'm triggered, and you ask that question, I'm going to sit by myself and figure out what in that triggered me. And then I'm going to tell you what in that triggered me, because how are you going to know not to do it again unless I tell you?
Right.
But I'm not going into all my past traumas. If you ain't watched prior episodes to see what the relationship with my daddy was then, you ask me now, I love my daddy. What? No, you don't. I mean, it is what it is. I don't feel like I need to tell them all of that. I just don't. If it's asked or I'm triggered, maybe, but I'm not digging deep. You're not my therapist.
Right. I get that.
What about you?
Me?
She gonna tell them.
Listen, I'm the type of person, I wear my heart on my sleeve. You're either gonna accept me or you're not. I'm like, for me anyway, you gotta be my friend first. So if we haven't even built a friendship, then the relationship part is probably never gonna happen. So if you can't accept me at my worst, you can't accept me at my best either. And then if you judge me off of it, okay, cool. You won't be the first nor the last.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I live with people that judge me. You judge me ain't gonna make me feel no type of difference.
That's a fair statement. That's
So,
a fair statement.
but that's just how I operate. I really and truly don't care. Because if I'm sharing it with you, I'm already over it.
Right.
I've already been through that trench. There's nothing you could say later on in this moment that's gonna make me feel a type of way. So it is what it is. Like if I'm sharing it with you, I'm over it. I don't care. And I'm at that point where if I'm sharing it with you, I already know it's a possibility somebody else gonna know.
Yeah. I feel like I'm definitely going to share, but over time. You know what I mean? Like on the first date, I'm not telling you, I'm not rolling it out, but I'm also a spiritual person. So depending on the type of conversation that we're having,
Like the
will
vibe.
move, the energy will move and stuff like that. So that will determine everything. But I'm still not going to just blurb it out on the first time. You know what I mean? But over time, as we're building and we're exploring each other and we're building that foundation and establishing trust, then yes. And you definitely have to make me feel safe to be able to explore those feelings. You know what I mean? Because just like you're saying, you don't want to share something with somebody and then they throw it back in your face. So I want to make sure that this is a safe space, that you really are able to handle my trauma. I want to see how you handle yours, so I can know how you can handle mine.
That part
you know
too.
what I mean? Because if you can't handle yours, then I don't want to put mine on top of yours and then you just a bag of mess because of something that you really can't handle. So I want to see if you're emotionally intelligent. What's your relationship like with God? Have you been to therapy? What are your counseling?
Valid
What are your
points.
coping mechanisms? What are your tools? And then I will probably be safe enough to go deeper, you know what I mean? And depending on what type of spiritual relationship. But and definitely if we're like building and we're at that place, oh yeah, you're holding this trauma. If you my man and then you my husband, oh nah, we wearing this trauma together, baby. You got to know, because I wake up some days and I don't want to talk. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, it ain't you, it's me. It's me. It's one of them days,
But that's
and
not
I come
trauma.
around.
That's just,
It is
I
trauma.
need a break.
But
Everybody
but
needs
that comes
time.
from somewhere. You get what I'm saying? When I get in that quiet space, that's that little girl that's dealing with something, and he has to understand that. You know, and 2:00 in the morning, I'll wake up and start crying because God is talking to me, and I'm on my spiritual journey, and I don't want him looking at me like I'm crazy. He's like, no, I'm going through something right
White
now,
coat.
babe. What said that?
White coat.
White coat.
Yeah, you know,
You
get
know
that
what
white
I'm
coat
saying?
for
Like,
you, because at 2
you know what I'm
a.m. you
saying?
crying.
Yeah, and
But
I'm
I
a
feel
woman.
you.
You know
I
what I'm
feel
saying?
you.
So he has
I
to
feel you.
understand that. So in order to be able to peel back these layers, it's like, can you handle all of this?
Well,
Or are you going to call the white coats on
You know
me?
what I'm saying?
can I ask you a
Of
few
course,
questions?
of
That was a
course.
lot what you just said. And I agree with all of that, yes, but I'm not thinking you're going to just, I'm not saying I'm unloading on the first date.
Right.
I'm not sitting there like, child, guess what? No.
But that happened to me one time.
Really?
This guy really unloaded on the first date.
Hold
and
on,
that
but-
made me feel like, whoa.
So quick question though.
Yeah.
Before you got to the first date, didn't you guys have conversations prior to the date?
Not about trauma.
Yeah, not deep.
So
it might have been surface until the day.
Exactly.
A lot of times
That's
it's surface
exactly.
because you want
So-
to
It
get to
was
know them in
surface,
the
and
date.
then once we got in the space, he was like, blah. And I was like, whoa.
So how did you respond?
I was like, whoa. I was like, that was
She
a
never
lot.
called him again.
Well, I happened to see him again, but it
Happened.
didn't go no further.
Happened to see
It
him
didn't go
again,
no
people.
further. It was just a lot. You get what I mean? I wasn't expecting it. But that experience kind of made me look at it from like the outside looking in. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? I would make sure somebody's prepared to handle
Yeah.
that, because just throwing it on somebody, that's not fair either. You get what I mean?
How soon
So-
into dating were you guys before he just like
and it wasn't
unloaded?
even a date, to be honest with you. We was
was the
like
first
building.
date.
We was just kicking it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So it never got to dating because of just all the stuff that I seen before that. You get what
Gotcha.
I mean? So yeah, but on the first date, like on the first interaction, it was like
Okay.
blah 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 blah, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot. You're like, whoa. You know
Maybe
what
he
I mean?
felt comfortable enough.
That's what, and I respect that. I received
Yeah.
that. However,
But she was just like, mm-mm,
with that
no,
being
sir.
said, I wasn't
I get
ready
that.
to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I almost feel like it wasn't
You didn't
unfair.
even know his traumas yet.
That's
You
what I'm
didn't
saying. I
even
almost
know
feel like it wasn't
you didn't
even
even
fair.
know yours,
Yeah.
and to know if that was going to trigger you, send you into a dark place.
Yeah.
You know, people, if you don't know, you
Yeah.
know what so I guess you would have those conversations. I guess it depends on the trauma. Because if it's something that's going to trigger me to do drugs or something, then yes, I'm going to let you know. Because if you trigger me, I'm going to kick you in your stuff and then I'm going to leave because I'm not trying to do drugs. You know what I mean? Like something like
Right.
that, I would feel like you should tell your partner. But I don't know. I don't know that your partner needs to know every single thing.
Oh no, I don't agree with that either.
That's traumatic in your life.
I don't think they
mean,
need to know everything.
Yeah.
You
I
should
don't
know I
think-
got road rage. Yeah. I need these cars to
agree.
go. Why are they so slow? Why
Yeah, I don't
can't you
think
go?
they need to know everything. Like most important things you need to know. You know what I mean? Not something that's gonna jeopardize our relationship or anything like that. But
Maybe what I meant is I'm not telling you my past relationship traumas. Maybe that's what I mean. I don't mind telling you about traumas, you know, with family or something like that if we're discussing that. But past relationships, mind your business. It was before you. Why
Oh,
you care?
good question.
It's that part. It's the relationship trauma that I'm not discussing. So why are you not with your ex because we decided to break up?
I think I want to
Like-
know, honestly. I want to know. I'm not. Let me tell you how I am.
We're
If I
listening.
had the opportunity to sit down with your exes and talk to them about you, I would.
Me too.
I want to know, and I want to know so I can either not do it or avoid it. You know what I'm saying? Like what happened, so we can work with that. But then, honestly, it comes up in your relationship. If you don't
It
deal with
does.
it, it's gonna deal with you.
Yep.
So eventually, you have to deal with it. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to put something on somebody unintentionally that somebody did to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I like my butter, my bread with butter, and you putting it with peanut butter, and it's like. You know what I mean? It's like, well, communicate, let me know. And it's a trigger because, oh boy, used to put it with peanut butter. You know, so I don't know. It's just something, just like,
Yo.
I want butter.
So someone did mention that too, like they don't share relationship traumas and new relationships because they feel like person will try to use that and be like, well, you dealt with it before. Yeah, but that don't mean I'm gonna deal with it with you. That's why I'm not with that person no more. Like, make it make sense.
If the man says that or a woman says that, then they're immature. Then that's a red flag right there. Like,
Obviously.
yeah, don't be with that person because that's not nice. Like, why would you do that?
Not at
It's
all.
not nice.
It's not nice.
Not
It's
at
like, why would you
all,
do
not at
that?
all.
You know.
Javi raised a hand over there, like he had
Yeah.
a question or a thought,
it's
and I
he's coming
like.
for me. He's
I
coming
love
for
it when
me.
Javi intervenes.
So I did have a question, and I
Okay.
was
Gosh.
coming at you.
I
to
know,
it, but
what?
you handled that pretty well. So my question just revolves like, what do you define as like relationship trauma? And when you're talking about sharing that relationship trauma, like, are you sharing this with somebody you're just dating, or is this like how you feel with someone that you're in a long-term relationship with, or does that adjust? Do you like slowly start sharing everything until they know everything, or are there certain things that you're just never gonna say?
Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say, like little by little, as depending how much time you're spending with this person. I think that's what Shavon and Big Cap were trying to say too. Like it depends. It's going to be case by case, right? You know, because some people you might catch that vibe with to feel comfortable enough to share it and they receive it well. And then, you know, it continues, you know, the friendship grows into a relationship or whatever you guys discuss how you want it to go. And then, you know.
Yeah, just like with you, because the question was, I think when you're dating, do you do the trauma? And then we kind of
not while dating.
Yeah, definitely not while dating, but over time,
Yeah.
I do think you start to unpack, and as you build, you start to grow. So
Yeah, but I you know, yeah, I guess it's not a dating. It's not dating to be talking. It would be, extended relationship, you know, in one solid. We done put each other on the socials and no one's trying to come to me as a woman, or, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's reaching out to my boo. Like none of that. We've been solid. Yeah, I'll let you in on some of it. You know what I mean? I'll let you in on what's tea. But like I said, I'm not going deep. I'm past it. But let me let you know what this mother, you know, I'm going to do something like that. Like, don't you know one of my exes pulled that? Yo, right? Yeah. And then I'm going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it real light. Real light. Because there's no need to go back to get deep and dark in the trenches again. It doesn't happen.
the side note, my man, I'm not putting him on social media.
Oh, see, is that needs to be the way? Wait, whoa.
I'm not. I don't live my life on social
that
media.
seems to be the new trend, that people do not put their significant other, their boyfriend, their girlfriend.
Well,
I haven't seen it with husbands and wives, but boyfriends and girlfriends, people are not posting their significant other. Why are you not posting yours?
I don't live a trend. This is my life.
Yeah,
I'm
but
old
why
school.
are you not posting yours?
Because I'm old school. I come from the era where I don't live on social media. My life doesn't. Nobody on social media defines my life.
That's fair.
I'm come from a time where privacy is
parallel.
I'm exclusive. Like the knows who needs to know. You
Okay.
get what I mean?
Okay.
And I just don't live for social media. I'm not trying to get likes and that's so cute. No. I live for God, and that's who's the most important in this relationship. But as far as like getting validation and posting.
Some people don't post just for
Right, I was
validation.
just about
Some
to say
people post
that.
because they're just
They
happy.
just want to.
And they want to present love, black
Yeah.
love to the world.
I don't need to do that on social media. When you see me walking down the street with me and my husband, that's me posting it to the world.
I mean, I don't.
Yo, I'm going to need our AV guy to get his life.
Go
That's
ahead,
what I'm going to
get
need.
it in there.
For me, I don't. When people post, they post. Like social media is that's what it's for. It's to socialize with media. So when I see people post, I don't look at it as any type of way. If you're sharing your life, great. I love to see it. I love to see all those things, and I don't look at it left or right. And I'll be like, ooh, that's
No,
just for me,
wait, hold on.
Like,
I didn't say I didn't love to see it.
No, I'm just
Okay,
saying, like,
yeah,
I don't.
posting yourself.
Yeah, I love to
personally,
see it. And as
yeah.
far as posting it, I don't care. If I'm
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
person, I could be with 10 different men and women. If I feel like posting them, I'm
Are
going to
you
post them.
gonna post all 10 of them?
I don't care. That's my business. Like, and it's so,
Clock that tea.
but that's just me. Again, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't
You do
care
you
what other
want.
people
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
I never lived for others. So whatever I do share on social media, just like in person, if I
Right.
share with you in person, I don't care.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
So, and even if they do see me with the person, because just because you see me post somebody, don't mean that's my man.
ain't that the truth?
I have men in my family, you know, and I have friends that are males.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people could take, you know, people live in. Another big thing is social media is an illusion. People fail to
Big
realize
illusion.
that part. It's a whole big illusion. So I don't take social media for more than whatever it is.
Yeah.
So for those of you who like
So
to
you
post your
ain't
partners,
posting
post
your
them.
man.
It's great. I love to see it. And if you don't want to,
Yeah.
that's great too.
Yes.
That's great
Yes,
too.
AV.
You know, some people are annoying with it though. I'm not gonna lie. Like you know that one person, they found somebody on what, I don't know what the apps are. I haven't been around, but whatever the dating apps are, they find that person after 2 days. That's their boo. They on Facebook. They got matching pajamas on. And even me, somebody's been married for damn near forever.
And I be jealous.
Don't be jealous.
I be jealous
Don't be
because
jealous.
they be moving on and finding love and then moving on and finding love and then moving on. And maybe it's delusional. Maybe it's Delulu. Maybe I'm not Delulu enough, but I don't know.
I don't know if it's love though.
None of that bothers me at all.
And
If
that's their business, right?
Not even that.
Because
but
you can mute, you can hide, and you can unfollow
you can
at
delete
all times.
You can delete. My whole thing is, even if that is the person's situation, you don't know what they've been through.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
You don't know what they are going through.
That is true. Yeah.
So that, again, I don't look at any of that as anything. You're sharing your life with me. Great.
Yeah.
Kudos. Like, I don't look at it as anything. If you found a new love today and then you broke up with them and tomorrow you found a new love, girl,
More power
hallelujah.
to you.
Yeah, and post them. Yeah, that's your business.
Like,
yeah. Right.
none of that bothers me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't look
think
at it that way.
For the most part, I think in general, people live for social media. Like they have to live.
There
their
are a lot
life
of people that
through
do.
social media, and they get their validation through that.
Yep,
and
and
I
I
know
get that.
everybody's
That's
not
true.
like that, but it's like for the most part, and it's so. I think we live in a world that is so superficial. It's what you drive. Where you live, what you're wearing, who's this and who's that.
But you know what? That's why it's key to knowing and to staying on top of what you're following. Flashing Ferraris when you know they have a Honda,
Delete them.
I no longer see that problem anymore. Now all I see is black love. I mean,
Yeah.
you can curate your life to the point where you're not triggered or bothered or even annoyed by certain people. Like, I get to a point where if I done hit annoyed and I done got annoyed by you, by your post 3-4 times, that's it. I have to block you because when you unfriend, then you pop back up as someone you should be friends with. And then it's like, oh, wait, I thought we were friends. And then they're sending the friend request. So I do have to actually block, but I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
See,
If
that's
I
too
decide to
much.
unblock you later, fine, whatever the case may be. But I just rather block you. So I'd never have to see your negative energy again. And then I move on with my life and enjoy the positive energy.
I don't even
My block list is long.
I don't even be on social
I'm
media
not either.
like that. So
I have my lovely best friend Tashira that handles my social media for me. Shout out to Tashi in Barbados.
Hey,
I-
Asian. Boop,
Yeah,
boop, boop.
if all the guests that have been on the show have communicated with Tashi, I don't like social media. By the time I do get a chance to look at social media, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. So I'm kind of like you. You know, there's parts of my life that's on social media only because of E4All. Remember when we did it? And they're like, as entrepreneurs, you know, people buy into personalities and they
Yes,
buy
exactly.
into. So outside of my businesses, like if you go to my yoga page, you
Right.
might see some of my life.
Right.
When you come to the podcast, you're going to see some of my life. Outside of that, though, like my personal page is boring.
And that's for me. Like I utilize social media for business. Like it's not personal. Like I have too
That's
much
fair.
other stuff going on to even be scrolling on social media. So I post and go. And it's a scheduled post. Like post automatic, go.
Yeah, you set the
And-
timer.
Exactly.
Yeah, the
like,
set and
I don't even
forget.
have time for that. And yes, I can't.
I need to start using that feature.
Yeah, the set and forget is amazing.
Yeah, I don't even have social media on my phone. So
The certificate, IG or Facebook?
Instagram.
Okay.
That's
I'm
on
gonna
you
have
can
Instagram.
do
I'm
it through
gonna Google it.
Canva. You can do it through
I'm Google. I'm a YouTube University hit.
exactly.
You know, I learned
You can set
everything.
yeah,
from
the set and
YouTube.
forget is amazing. That is an amazing feature. However, we did get sidetracked because we were not talking about this in no way, shape, or form.
She
so
said
we're
she wasn't
gonna
posting her man.
circle it
you
back
know?
up.
I was just like, what?
We're gonna circle it back around. We discussed Omarion and how beef is supposed to have an expiration date because
7 years.
7 years
Like
is the
credit.
expiration date on beef because it's like
Big
credit.
Cap said so.
We ain't posting our significant others. Shay said.
Traumas. Or telling them traumas too early.
Yes. How soon do you divulge into sharing your traumas, whether it be from past relationships or just life in general? When you are entering a new relationship, whether it's during the dating season, during the friendship season, or in the relationship season, or if you guys get to the marriage season, at what point do you share and how much do you share if you do? You
You guys let us know in the comments and send us messages.
And we still got a little bit of
We
time
definitely
here.
want to know
So
you
we
guys'
can-
thoughts too. I want to know their
I
thoughts.
do. I haven't seen anyone leave any comments.
You know,
I
y'all
do see
been
people
real
joining
dry
and
tonight
waving.
on the lives,
And that's
but
okay because they'll probably watch listen to the rest of it later and make comments on YouTube or on SoundCloud. And that works too. But definitely, if you're
Yes,
watching
tell
now,
us. Tell us.
Yes.
leave some comments
Tell
and
us.
leave some feedback. We like the
We need to
feedback.
know. We want to hear what y'all got to say too.
Did we have one more?
We did, and I'm about to drop it on us now. So the last topic that I have noticed has been surfacing a lot across social media as well. Every now and again, I do have to go on to look for things to talk about.
Yeah.
Me and Tasha be like, girl, we got to find topics. What are we going to talk about? But a big thing that has been going on lately has been how boys and girls are raised differently. A lot of people feel like girls are raised harsher than boys are raised.
More
Boys,
strict.
yeah, way more strict. Boys are raised with a lot more nurturing, and girls are kind of sort of raised off more survival type skills. So we can dive into that. And
Survival and slavery type for the
That's
women.
basically what it feels like.
Slavery?
Do you want
That's
to go
what
first?
it feels like. I mean, I will jump into that because as a girl, we're supposed to cook, we're supposed to clean, we're supposed to do this, we're supposed to do that, while the boys go outside and play.
And the
You know
boys
what I
get to be
mean?
boys.
And the boys get to be boys. And when they get somebody pregnant, it's, oh my God, why did you get somebody pregnant? When a girl gets pregnant, it's, oh my God, you got to get out of my house. It's like, it's
Your
the
life is
devil's
over.
The double standard is crazy how some people, I don't know about so much nowadays. I think people are more, they have their eyes open and they're more, no, you don't agree?
No,
You
from
think
what
it's
I've
just
still been
as
seeing, it's
bad?
still the same.
Really? Y'all go ahead. Because that's what really was happening. It happens.
It does.
I feel like for me, I raised my kids to be good humans. I have, like I mentioned, I have 3 boys and a girl. So in a sense, they are raised differently, but morally, no. You know what I mean? So I still set the seed in all of them. You plant the same seed. But I come from, again, I'm old school in the sense of I come from a gender role kind of mentality, but also to like my culture as well. So with that being said, my boys cook though. My boys cook, they clean. My daughter cooks, she cleans. But my daughter's definitely not mowing the lawn. Like if she wants to, she can. You know what I mean? But she's not. I'm not telling her to go out there and do that or whatever. But I do think nowadays, I do think that women, in my opinion, want to be friends with their children.
Yep.
And they baby their boys.
Yep.
And then you get these soft. Okay, I don't want to go. Okay, so yes,
Softer men?
Yes, little, so gender bending and things like that. So I come from that era. That's just my thought. Listen, leave it in the comments. You can hate me all you want, but I believe a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl. And
So there are only 2 genders.
I believe that. I believe if you're non-binary, you can identify how you
Let's stay
identify.
on topic.
Yeah.
Boys and girls being
Yeah.
raised differently.
So boys and girls.
Y'all already
raised
got enough
different-
trouble for this, so yeah.
So
right.
yeah, boys and girls are raised differently, and that's what I think.
Okay. So for me, I have 2 boys and 1 girl, and I was raised a typical Caribbean household with gender roles as well. Girls having to basically,
Cook, clean.
they were preparing us to be moms and wives and things of that nature. And I never heard the conversation to teach the boys how to be husbands or how to be fathers. With that being said, when I became a parent, I said, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. They would raise the boys. You have to learn to cook so no woman can make style on you.
Right.
You need to learn how to cook so you can survive.
Even if it's just a little
You
bit.
need to learn how to, you have to
Thank
know how to
you.
survive.
Thank you. Can
So
you know
I
3
didn't,
things?
I didn't raise my boys, you should know how to cook and clean so a woman can't make style on you or, to say she has this upper hand. You need to learn how to cook and clean to survive. These are basic human necessities for life. Like you need it to live. You need to know how to eat. You need to know how to clean up your place because you're not always going to live with me. Your house needs to be tidy. You have to know these things for yourself as a human being. Doesn't matter. You're born in this life. You become an adult.
These are
you need to know
basics.
how
You
to
should
cook
know how to do
and
this.
clean X, Y, Z.
Agreed.
So that's how I raised my children. Now, when I did break it down to boy and girls, I told my boys, I don't want you to be a man a woman doesn't want.
A man a woman doesn't want.
So, I am navigating an absent parent household. If you're not going to be in a relationship with the young lady, still be a father. Still do your job as a father.
As
like if he
has
was
children.
to have
Okay,
children.
all right,
Right.
all right.
Don't be like these men, and just because you have a not a good relationship with the mom, now you take that out on your children. Still be a father. Go to the doctor's appointments. Go to all the birthday parties. Go to the sports. Pay for them. Help pay for them.
Right.
Don't wait till she asks you for money. Give her money. Or go buy what the child needs. Just don't be that guy.
So
You know what I mean?
So you raised them kind of across the board to each know each thing. Have you
Yeah.
ever had your girl take out the trash?
Yes. Absolutely. Her hands ain't
right.
broken. She has 2 hands with 10 fingers.
How old are your kids?
The twins are 17 and my oldest is 22. And the oldest is a chef. He cooks better than me. I hate to cook.
You have
because
2 boys and a girl?
Yeah, 2 boys and a girl. So the twins are boy girl. So I hate cooking. I love to eat though, and I hate cooking because when I was raised, they were like, "Oh, you gotta know how to cook to keep a man. What he gonna do to keep me then?" And I was like 10 asking these
And like,
questions.
how was that never brought up?
And
when
this is
being
why
raised?
growing up, I was the fresh one because I would ask these questions, and I'm like, "But wait, y'all know how to cook and clean. Where's y'all husband at?" So you still know how to, you could cook great. My grandmother was an amazing cook. She could cook her backside off. But where was her man? So you teaching me these things and you don't even got one. Make this make sense. So knowing how to
You
cook,
was the bad
knowing
kid. Is
how
that
to
what
clean.
you was saying?
Listen, no, I just like to state the facts,
Yo.
and they didn't like that.
Yo.
Knowing how to cook and knowing how to clean does not keep a man.
It doesn't.
Talk about it.
You know what's so funny? I come from like the men in my family. They cook, they clean, they open doors, they pump cars, they pump gas. Like they do. I come from I'm like
And they be womanizers.
not
be-
not
not all.
No, yeah, I would say.
But a lot of the
I
ones-
do have some uncles that are a few, but for the most part, no. Like
They have
and
one woman.
One of my 2 of my uncles probably have back in the day. Yeah, they had more ladies.
And now they're just
they
old, though, so they
you know what I
tired and
mean?
can't do all of
But
that.
Yeah, but
Right.
no, but not
But-
all of them are like that. No, definitely.
No, not
Right,
saying
right, right.
that. However, the majority of men that know how to take care of a woman, they have women.
I don't believe that.
I do.
Yeah.
I didn't say all.
Yeah, yeah.
I did not say all.
But I don't believe majority.
I do.
I
From
know,
what
yeah.
I've experienced, what I've seen,
Right.
men that know how to take care of women in their younger years, they're saga boys. They be having women. They do. They be having women.
I'm not
And
agreeing
then
with that
when
one.
they
I
get
don't
older,
agree.
they be like, I'm too old to be doing all of this. And whoever's left, that's who they be with.
I think
Whoever's
yeah.
left. No, but that's not a lie because I have a family
So-
members whose dad passed away and legit he got married maybe 6 months before because it was like, all right, it's towards the end.
All
who
right, I'm
cares?
not trying to say. Let me
We know-
not
we
be
know what you're saying.
ridiculous
Yeah,
and
yeah,
say
yeah.
it's
Since
a
you
majority.
stuck around and
But
got cheated
let's
and
not-
cheated and
No,
cheated,
I-
I might as well. He
Let's not
definitely
act
did.
like it doesn't happen.
No, I agree. He
definitely did.
yeah, it
Let's not
happens.
act like it
He
doesn't
definitely
happen.
did.
Of course, it happens.
He did.
Like Dad, Papa was a Rolling Stone. Papa probably
was.
knew how to treat
Yeah.
the women.
Yeah.
He probably opened all their doors. He knew how to when he worked. He
Sat
brought home
one
the
in the
money.
front and in the back.
Yeah, hello and hello.
Oh Lord.
Let's act like it didn't happen.
Let's act like
think-
because
I
back in
think-
the day,
Yeah, I was
And
saying
even
back
still
in the
some
day,
today.
and
I-
they was paying what they weighed. They
I
was
think back in the
smooth.
day it was easier. Like wages was lower, things was easy. Like you can do that. Like and then you inherit those ways as you pass along and you go into 2024. And some men and women still have those ways. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
I
So
was
we're not
waiting for
gonna
that.
we're not gonna deny that. And then they try to charm you and sweet talk you, but then behind your back they doing all that other stuff. You know what I mean? So we do know that those people out there, but
That's why we don't post our man.
Because he's somebody else's man too.
girl, look at y'all. Deal with y'all stuff. Don't look at y'all projecting.
We just making
Look at y'all
we just making
projecting.
noise. We just
Girl,
talking
y'all
mess.
making
We just
big
talking mess.
noise.
We just talking
Your
mess.
sister is out here healed, okay?
That's
We
right.
just talking mess.
I know, girl. I ain't
Trust me,
worried
we know
about
there's
that.
good ones
She's
out
so
there.
all the way healed.
Not because he's
No,
my
you
cousin.
never all the way healed.
Not because he's my cousin, but Javi's a good guy. He's a stand-up guy. I do know some good men that are charmers that they don't stray. They're faithful. They're committed. I do know men that are like that. So I'm not gonna say.
Wait, Javi, how
they
do you
don't
feel about
exist.
being posted?
He
Neither.
loves it.
The
My
crazy.
wife don't do. I don't even wear a wedding ring.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
I don't wear a wedding ring. Like my wife don't post
okay,
me.
so
I don't,
right,
we don't
okay,
do. We
yeah.
don't do none of that. Like, but
So you just be letting girls flirt with you?
nah, I don't flirt.
So you just be letting girls flirt with you? I didn't say do
Nah,
you flirt.
no. I listen. I legit. It don't have like I ain't the type that get my DMs ain't full, but I will legit. There's a bunch of DMs that have never been answered, open, looked at. If you're a young lady and I don't know you, I don't got no business with you.
That's
And you
right.
DM me,
Yes.
it ain't.
He's on his J.
it
Cole,
ain't
like I'm only dapping. And
Listen.
No, divorces are expensive. What you
Yo.
talking about? Like I'm good,
Yo,
bro.
alimony.
It's cheaper to keep her.
I'm good.
Listen,
It's
don't.
cheaper to keep
No,
her.
he didn't Nelly his wife.
Nah,
He didn't Nelly his wife.
Me and my wife grew up together. We trust me. We had our issues in the
Yeah.
past and stuff like that, and we learned from it. And you know, we legit like each other. You
I
know what
feel
I mean?
you.
And
That
that's
part.
the part.
That's the
That's
part.
a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
Yeah, it should
And
be.
I
So
take
I
trash out.
want to see those pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So when you
will.
get a boo,
Put it-
post it.
You'll see my husband.
Look, send it to me.
Everybody will
Look,
know when
personally.
Shavon has a husband. You will know.
She said, but until
not
it's the ring on?
not via Instagram, but you will know.
I have a question.
Oh, what's up?
I'll take the high five, but I had a question. I just want to come to the reception because I know the food gonna be bomb.
The juice.
Listen.
Yeah, of course.
Your
Of
family's from the
course.
Caribbean. I just
It's
want
going to be
look,
Caribbean weather. Of course.
I don't even have to come to the reception. Just save me a plate.
No, of
Be
course,
like,
of
Amanda, we got it at the back door.
Listen,
Meet us at 8.
I believe it's like what you have is what you have. It's team us. Like it's really important. Like we are out in the world. People see us all the time, right? So my man got to be confident when his woman is out. Just
Absolutely.
the same way I got
don't
to
see
be.
me.
So what we build has to be so strong and so unified that
Absolutely.
nothing can break between that. You get
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
And the same thing, like what I'm saying is like I'm so spiritual, so it doesn't matter whether I post or not. It's like we just got to make sure what we have is protected and that nothing
That's
can
what
come
matters.
between that.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
ultimately because even
Yep.
family members, like you don't have to post, and that doesn't mean that people are still not gonna come and try to come for you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
they're gonna come for you in
Regardless.
exactly. So I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that whatever we have is so strong and so tight that nothing breaks through that. And then when we get to that point, everything else will just happen so naturally that it's not even.
You know somebody could meet you and have that in the beginning with you, right?
She said, I'm going to start with the hand. Then I'm eventually show, the forearm. Then I'm eventually show the whole arm. And then once we getting married, I'll show the face.
I love her. We're gonna do the sneakers.
Little by little, little by little, going up the leg, showing off little random tattoos as a way to let people
But
know.
no, I mean, real quick, how much time we got?
Javi hasn't given me the signal yet, which he should have already. We
Okay.
have time.
But no, we're the prize. Like, we're not chasing men. Like, we're not doing that. We're the prize. You know what I'm saying? And he's posting me. I'm not posting him. Like, at the end of the day, he's showing
about
me
it.
off. Like, at the end of
Talk
the day,
about
he better
it.
be, God is working on him for me. You know what I'm saying? He's working on both of us. But that's just my energy. It's like when people say, oh, what do you bring to the table? It's like, wait, hold
hate
on.
that.
Have you not? Do you not? Have you not?
Yeah,
Oh,
but my
okay.
thing is like, listen, who I
I
am and
am
what
the
I have is
table.
what I have is what I bring. Like, what are you missing? Can I either add to that or not? Because if you already have it all and you have no room at your table for me, then guess what? I'm gonna go somewhere else and at a table that has room for me. So how can these puzzles fit? How can these pieces fit together as a puzzle? So that's literally my energy. Like, it's not about social media. It's not about Ray, Tay, none of that. It's literally about what we have and what God can help build us and have that really solid foundation because of the past relationships that I have. You learn, you know what I'm saying? You post all quick and you do all that
Girl.
stuff all quick and all fast.
And they embarrass
It's
you.
not a solid
It was
foundation.
8 months, and the woman was still coming to me as a woman. I'm like, dang, I gave it time before I posted
You
us.
feel me?
Really?
Right. And
Really?
8 months. That's the whole baby.
Really?
You know
Thank
what
you.
I'm saying?
We could have had a whole. Thank
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
I gave it time.
That's a whole baby.
That's a whole baby. You think-
I gave
yeah.
it time and still got the message. I was
So what
like,
happened?
well,
She
damn.
DM'd you?
Yeah.
What'd she say? I'm just coming.
She was like,
said,
I'm coming
"Hey,
to you
Sharon."
as a woman.
Oh, wow.
Like she legit, I felt like she just couldn't wait to use that line at some point in her life. And then she was like, he knew that he was with me, yada, yada, yada. And so I'm the type that I'm going to say something just to get you. I want to hear the full story. Because if you're coming to me as a woman, you're still trying to be sweet. I want to know what's really being said about me. Because what's really being said? What was the excuse that he gave you? Like, why would you let him out your presence to come to Florida with someone else?
Wait, he went on vacation with her?
With me.
Oh,
But
okay.
he was apparently with her.
Okay.
And so she came to me as a woman, and I was like, well, girl, if he's your man, why can't you keep him in your state? Like, why is he flying out of town to come into Boston to see me? And so that triggered her. That's what she went off.
I will be triggered too.
She went off and she was like, he said this and he said that and he said this and you're nothing and that. I was like, thank you for letting me know what I needed to know. Now I know I need to dismiss myself from the whole situation. Because it all depends on what you, and what pissed me off with this one person was,
Him or her?
Him.
Okay.
I said to him, if you have something else going on, let me know. We don't live in the same state. I'm not. You're catching flights. You know, we're catching flights. We don't live in the same state. I'm not dumb. I'm not, and you're not like my full-time. So it was like if you had something else going on, you could have just said that. You could have just said that.
She said
He wasn't my full-time. You could have said
full-time.
that. You could have said that.
So you have a question in the chat
We have a question in
from
the
your
chat.
other co-host, but nobody's looking
Nettie
at
Boo
the
has a question.
Oh my gosh, what's the question?
Who did she ask? Where is she asking at? I don't see.
AV, you gotta ask the question. We ain't got
What's
time
the
to stop
question
in the middle
she's
of the show
asking?
to look at this
What did Nettie Boo ask?
bunch of
I
unread
keep talking. I'll
DMs.
find the question for y'all.
You can't find the question. Javi, Nettie Boo, we don't see your question.
No, Nettie, no.
Ask.
No.
What's the question?
I don't know.
Aw,
It's coming.
it's coming.
It's coming.
Is
Where are you
she
seeing it?
married? Are you? So I do see a question from one of my guests. Is she married? When you say she, are you talking about Limelight? And no, that's not even her name. Why did I say that? Are you talking about Chey?
No, he's talking about the who? Huh?
Is who married? Shay, probably
I
you.
like
Yeah, is she married? I
Maybe-
feel like he's asking if you're married, and the answer is no.
No, I'm
If
not.
he was
married.
asking about my situation, the answer is no too. Yes.
Javi is snapping his fingers.
Javi is
Javi.
Okay, I see a question here from our outside other guest, other host that's not here, from
Nettie
Nettie
Boo.
Boo. Could you date a man that made sure he took out the trash every week at his children's mother's house, at his baby mama's house? Could you date a man who took out the trash for his baby mama every week? See,
I need
Nettie be
more.
asking
I
these
need more
questions.
details to that situation.
I mean,
yeah, because
why not?
like, well, how long has he been doing it before me? Like, what's the situation?
but why not? Why can't you take
like,
the trash out?
What's the tea with that? Like, why is he taking the trash out? Like,
Well,
what's the problem? Yeah,
well,
like,
with the question, just off of that, yes or no, answer
so,
it.
okay, the question was, could I be with the man who takes out his baby mother's trash every week?
Yes.
That's the question. Answer it. No behind story.
Yes.
No explanation.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't see what's wrong with that. For me,
Without any details, I don't see. Yeah.
if it's just taking out the trash, I see it this way. In my mind, he's helping her out with something. Maybe it's after he's seeing his kids and he's taking the trash out on his way. I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, what if he's driving there just to take out the trash?
That don't make no sense.
That don't make no sense.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
That no make it.
Yeah.
That no make it.
Like, we live in the real world. Like, that don't make no sense.
That
like,
no
stop.
make it.
Like,
What do you go?
He's driving
gonna-
over
who's
there
gonna
just
take
to
the
take
trash?
out the
but ain't
trash.
nobody driving out their way to take out trash. Like, come
who's
on
gonna
now.
take her trash out?
Say
If
that
she's,
again?
if she's single, right?
She has to.
That's the mother of his children,
Her.
right?
The father of that's the mother of his children. Yeah.
Her.
Yeah.
And they have a good relationship. He's a man's man. He takes the trash out for the women in his life.
He's just driving over just to take out the
Yeah,
trash.
that's what I'm
what's wrong
saying.
with
It
that?
got to be more than that. Like, maybe
That's
like
weird.
why he's with the kids.
You gotta at least
or
eat a
help with
meal. Like,
homework,
why would you
then
come
take
over
the
just to
trash
take
out.
Hold
out
on,
the trash?
hold on.
Not just take the trash out.
Hold on.
Right, that's
hold
weird.
on. Hold on. One at a time.
Oh,
We're
sorry.
both just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
it's weird to just go over there just to take out the trash.
I
I get that, but you know what? How much of that coming from you, right, is kind of an insecurity when it comes to the potential relationship between him and his baby mama. Like, is it that stupid? Like, why would you go there just to do that, or why would you go there just to do that for her?
The first one. It's not just for her.
Yeah.
It's like a waste of gas, waste of bumping around on the road. You risking accidents. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being extra, but just, if it's something else going on, if you're taking them somewhere, like you said, if they're going out, if you're helping for homework, if it's certain things like that, then yeah, that makes sense. You're there. You see the trash, go ahead and take it out. But just to come up, so I'm driving up to your house every Thursday just to put out your trash for Friday, I just think that's weird.
But that's why I said we need more to just answer the question. I don't think it's a problem, but I feel like I definitely need more details because in my mind, I don't think it's like if I live in Mattapan, if I live in Hyde Park and you live in Dorchester, to come from Dorchester to Mattapan, Hyde Park to take my trash out. It's the truth, but why? What's the reason? What's the reason y'all doing this? You get what I mean? And if I just need to know. You get what I'm saying?
How old are the kids?
Yeah, there's so much details.
Yeah.
Because ultimately it's not a problem, but then if you've been doing this before me, then I can't expect you to stop because now that I'm in the picture.
That's a fair statement.
Really quick. 10 minutes. Now that you're in a relationship, I would think, because you will probably be doing this stuff when you're single. So then you will have the time to be able to do that. But then now that you're in a relationship and now I'm in the picture, maybe I would imagine you might reconsider this and then just see what the reason why you're doing it. Not to say fully stop taking the trash out, but now that your time is tied up, do you even have the time to go over there and take the trash out?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because if he was doing it prior to you, then yes, he still has to make the time, and you knew that. So
No, I didn't because you was before me, but now that we're together and this is something that I know, why? You get what I'm saying?
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So say he explains it to you like, okay, yes, I've been doing this the whole time, and now you've realized, okay, he's doing, every Thursday he's going over there to take out the trash.
Yeah.
Now that you're aware of this, are you going to continue to accept it?
I don't care. Like, it doesn't take away from me, you taking out their trash. Like, if we have something to do, like, let's say I have an event. This is a real conversation, right? So now that I'm in the picture, right? And let's say this is an important event. And it happens to be around the time you got to take the trash out, right? Because for whatever reason, you've been doing this the whole time. I'm going to leave that up to you to feel like...
To figure it out.
What you think is important. And then we could discuss how everything rolls out. You get what I'm saying? Because it's hard to, like... a scenario that's not even real because there's so much emotions and so much things that go with it. But yeah, let's see how you handle that, and then we'll figure that out. But
Nettie
I would imagine you wouldn't have time now that you're in a relationship.
Nettie said every chore matters.
And
she said that's his way of helping her be a single mom.
Listen,
he pays child support.
No.
Like that.
Child support doesn't do anything. It's not enough to raise a
But
child.
if that's his way of helping her be a mom, then
No,
you pay child support. That's not a good excuse.
That's not a good excuse either. What?
But that's nothing.
I don't know if that's. Look, as long as it don't intervene with our personal life, what we got going on over here, do what you got to do. Go take the trash out. I'll see you when you get back.
But what if it does?
Listen, find balance. That's life. Life is about finding a healthy balance that works for you.
Yeah.
If we're going to sit down, we'll have a conversation. We're going to, look at our schedules, things of that nature, align what works. And you're going to have to figure it out. If you got to go early, you go early. If you got to go later, maybe you got to go the morning of, the day of, whatever. But we'll have the conversation, and then we'll figure it out.
I would expect it to be fair on both ends, because if I'm bending to allow my man to go over there and help you out with your trash every week, I said allow like I fucking own him. But anyway, if I agree to these things that you've already been doing, right? I would hope that this person that you're doing it for also has the same bend for me when something special comes up. When I say tonight, I got us movie tickets, and she's just going to have to take it out herself this one time until the next week. I would expect there to be no problems if we're allowing this thing to continue, but one or two every other month, we're like, you got to take it out yourself. I would hope that if I'm expected to accept things, that they're also expected to understand that it's not always going to happen, because now he has less free time.
Yeah.
Because I'm here.
Yeah. Things change.
I think that's a nice thin line right there.
Right.
That's a nice thin line. I don't know. For me, I would just find the balance. Like, we'll just figure it out. It's just trash, but that's just life. Along the way, you just got to figure things out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conversation.
Yeah.
That's usually the key.
Communication, effective communication, and you know whatever's gonna work out for you guys.
And active listening too.
Active
'Cause you
listening.
can have effective communication, but if a person
Well,
just ain't listening,
That's the part that comes with effective communication, though. Active listening is part of that umbrella. You can't effectively communicate if you're not listening to one another.
Yeah. That
So
part.
there's that. So we said a lot tonight.
That was fun.
It was great. This
Yeah.
conversation, this dialogue was amazing. It went up, down,
you
around in
bring us
circles and
juice?
came back around.
I'm the juice, baby. I brought you me.
oh my goodness.
So with that being
Oh, my
said,
goodness.
we are going
thank you.
to
Clutch my pearls. Thank you. Golly.
we're gonna close out the show and thank you, Miss Chey Vaughn, for
Thank you
visiting
for
us from
having
Lyme
me.
Life.
This was fun.
It was great seeing you again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So the edited version will be on all platforms for you to find it.
Oh, thank God it's edited. Good. Thank
Yes,
God.
it will be
Oh,
edited, but
take
the
that
live
part.
is alive. The live is alive.
Yeah, the live is alive.
The live is alive. They could always come to the page
That's
to find
fine.
the live.
Yeah.
And of course, we could always find you as Lyme Life on all platforms as well. If
Yes.
anyone wants to purchase juices,
Yes.
she is single, looking for a husband. If you're on the way,
Talk about it.
if you're spiritual and into God and things of that nature,
Yes.
hit Chey up. Look for her on Lyme Life.
She ain't
She's
gonna
a
post you
mom.
early.
She's an entrepreneur. She's
At
not
all.
posting you at all. She likes deep conversations
Yes.
eventually into the relationship. But yes, that's Chey wrapped up in a
Dang, I
nutshell.
hope they made me sound good, y'all.
You made yourself sound good because remember, you the juice. That's right. Your juices bring other boys to the yard.
Hey, Ginger gets
Nettie
right.
Boo, thank you for tuning in and watching. We missed you tonight. And for those of you that tuned in on whatever platform you're watching us, thank you for tuning in.
We love you. Thank
if you
you.
shared the live, thank you for sharing the live. And if you're sharing our shows, continue to do so. We are growing and we appreciate it.
What's
because it's
happening?
all-